Hi everyone, and welcome to a new episode of Miriam Talks About Things. Now, in today's episode, I would like to talk to you about struggling with your online presence, reading a new all-time favorite book, and giving you a little heads up. Now, as a quick side note, that is actually not so much side, but definitely noteworthy. I started with uni again on Tuesday. I'm going to actually have courses on Wednesday and Thursday, and the rest of the day is for studying and free time. So yes, that's what is happening with that. I will definitely keep you posted on how everything is going with uni on here as well as on Twitter. Now, as I said, talking about Twitter, I struggled a little bit with my place in the online world, especially like in the online book world or creator world in general, especially in regards of this podcast, because one of the big reasons why I'm doing this and why I, for example, have my blog or generally have an online presence is because I love to interact with people. And I've noticed that the interactions on the podcasts have been slowly going down. And I've been struggling with that thought and how it almost felt like I was talking into the void and giving a lot of myself out and not really getting something back. But we're figuring it out. I'm gonna keep doing this because I really love doing it. I love having my blog. I love having this podcast. I love having a presence online. So I just keep doing it. But I would love to get to a point where the interactions grow as well. But I just thought I would bring it up quickly to let you know if you are struggling with your presence online. I think that is totally normal and happens to all of us at one point. And as long as you're still loving what you're doing, you should just keep going, and your goal or what you would like to achieve with that will come as it goes, as long as it is something that you love. Talking about loving, I finished yesterday actually the book I was currently reading, and that is This Adventure Ends by Emma Mills. Now, I've picked this book, or the book came onto my radar once I saw Julie over at Pages and Pens. We will get to her in a minute. Talked about this book, and I've seen this author Emma Mills on a lot of people's channels, and I really thought I would like her books, and I love the sound of it. So I first started with picking up This Adventure Ends and reading it. And what can I say? This book is everything. It is incredible. It is definitely one of my all-time favorite books now, like on the top of my list. If you follow me on Goodreads, you know I have that Make It My Brand shelf, which are basically like the top of the top, and it's on there. I love it. To let you know what it is about, it's about this character called Sloan, and her dad is a writer, quite successfully actually, but at the moment he's in a writer's block, and the family decides to move from New York to Florida to sort of help with that writer's block and trying to get out of it. That means for Sloan to find a new group of friends, or a group of friends generally, and she falls quite fast and quite hard for this lively and very intense group of friends, and it's their journey through their own personal tragedies, their own histories. Sloan establishing herself in that group and figuring out what it means to have such a friend group. And at its core, it's about the purest and most kindest affection and love between like families and friends. And it was just amazing. I really, really loved it. I loved how witty it was and how the dialogue felt really realistic, and how it made me both laugh out loud and made my heart break at so many points, and doing both so successfully in like the span of pages. And I really truly love it. I attempted to put my thoughts into words, so I will put my blog post on This Adventure Ends in the description. What I will also be linking you to is a video I saw once I finished the book by Jane over at It's Jane Lindsay. She did sort of a series that is called Backlist or Bust, if I remember correctly, and she did one episode, I guess, on Emma Mills, the author of This Adventure Ends, and I will be linking that as well in the description box, because I think it's really well done. You can also go check out Julie's channel for hearing her talk about the book, which made me aware of it and made me want to pick it up. So what I'm currently reading, and it's always like a struggle for me to pick something up after a book I really loved. Also, like, I'm not a massive rereader, not at all actually. I want to try to get better with it, but a lot of what I love about a book is very much tied into that feeling of reading it for the first time. And the type of reader I am, I'm scared I will numb myself for a book, which is also like a big reason why I annotate, so I can go back to my annotations for that. But with This Adventure Ends, it really felt like I just wanted to start over, so it was quite a task to pick a next read. But I settled for The Pisces by Melissa Broder. I'm really excited. It's basically sold as merman erotica, so we'll see. Sounds amazing. Although I have heard some mixed things about this book, we'll see where I fall. I really love Melissa Broder's Twitter and her essay collection of the same title, So Sad Today. I was not the biggest fan of one of her poetry collections. I have two others on my poetry TBR. So I'm curious to see how I feel about this one. I don't really know anything else except the merman erotica part, because I wanted to go into it knowing not too much, because I think that's probably the best I can do with this type of book. So yeah, I also wanted to give you, as I said, a little heads up, because at the time I'm recording this podcast, it's Sunday, and on Monday, Contemporary-a-thon, very hard to say for a Swiss person, starts. And this is a readathon that I really love, even though I'm never like good at actually participating with reading in readathons, because I'm a very particular reader when it comes to both setting a TBR and being mainly a a slower reader. But I always participate secondhand, I guess, through their vlogs, and on Twitter I follow them, and it is hosted by 4 of my favorite people. And that is Chelsea over at Chelsea Darling Reads. I just saw her TBR, she just uploaded it, and Chelsea has been a source of joy and really just amazingness for me, and I really, really love watching her videos, interacting with her, and I really, really love her channel. And then it's also hosted by Julie over at Pages and Pens. I mentioned her because she again introduced me to This Adventure Ends, which just sparked some amazing emotions, and again was one of my favorite books of all time now. Then Melanie over at Mel to Diani. With her, she's just a joy to watch and a joy to interact, and she's so nice, and she's so kind, and I've discovered so many interesting books I want to read because of her, and she's just really supportive and kind, and I really love watching her videos. I appreciate that there are some longer ones on her channel, just so I can rewind again from uni or whatever. And also Natasha over at My Reading is Odd. I just joined one of her live shows yesterday, which really motivated me to actually get my shit together and record and think about what I want to do with my podcast, and sort of got me out of that struggling phase. And ironically enough, because it's contemporary, and this author is not really a contemporary author, but because of her I really want to get into more of Stephen King's work. I have Doomarchy and lined up, and Salem's Lot ordered, or I bought it for my advent calendar, more on the advent calendar situation when December rolls around. Got that now. So yeah, it's just, those are 4 people I love watching, and 4 people that truly made or rekindled my love, and especially my pride for reading contemporary. So it's just obvious for me that I want to give them a shout out, even though I cannot really participate with reading. I will cheer on from the sideline and watch all of their vlogs. But I wanted to give them the shout out for creating this readathon, and for really resparking so much joy in my reading with what they are doing. The best example is Julie, with how she recommended This Adventure Ends and how I ended up really loving it. And just in general, all the positive emotions I'm feeling because I get to experience contemporary again with the same joy as I've been doing it for a while and neglecting it because, yeah, for whatever reason. And having that pride again in reading what I love so much, and that is contemporary alongside all the other genres I'm reading. But yes, I just wanted to give you a heads up. If you are watching this on a Sunday, when I upload it, you can join on Monday. Maybe if you're watching this when the readathon is over, you can go back and if you haven't participated, watch the vlogs, or if you have participated and haven't had the time to watch the vlogs, go back and watch them. I'm sure they are just as amazing as the 4 creators are, and I'm really, really looking forward to join them on that ride, and I'm very happy that I get to experience something I love so much through them. So yeah, that's basically all I wanted to talk to you about today. I hope you're doing well. If you're struggling with anything, you can always hit me up, and I will try to help. It's totally fine. We are all kind of struggling sometimes, and that's fine. But I'm getting there. I'm getting on top of my things, and getting back in a uni routine definitely helps. But also having time for myself and having time to read what I love, it definitely helps as well. So yeah, thanks for listening in this episode, and let me know what you think about all the things I talked about in the comment section. Let's have a chat, and I will see you or hear you in my next episode of Miriam Talks About Things. Thanks for listening. Bye.